Well, okay. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to morning prayers for March 25th, 2020. Today is Wednesday. I did have a special guest scheduled. We'll see if he's still able to make it or not. Uh, and we'll go from there. But that doesn't change the fact that I like to start every morning by saying hello to the people watching at a later time, because normally it takes 20 seconds, 30 seconds for the room to populate, people on Facebook to know we're here and come in. And so we just start by saying hello to everybody watching at a later time, because if you're watching the recording, you're already here. And I appreciate that. I thank you for that. This program, Morning and Evening Prayers, is just, it started as a way for me to pray not only for myself, but for myself. Uh, and then I quickly realized that there's no better time than the present moment to be in prayer and to share a prayer and to share a prayer with friends. And this unique situation we find ourselves in has given me the perfect opportunity to invite a lot of my friends to come into the room and pray with me. And if you scroll down on my personal Facebook feed, you'll see yesterday Gary Lynn Floyd was with us, and Jay Willick last night was a lot of fun for evening prayers. So the idea is about 8 a.m. and 8:15 in the evening to get together, no more than 15 minutes, share a prayer, and get our day moving in the right direction, get everything happening in a conscious way. So I am spending a little bit of time here, trusting that my friend and our guest, Reverend Elzia, will show up today. If not, we'll get him scheduled for another time. Do remember, however, we do have resources throughout the day between the eights on when we're not praying, and that is New Thought Radio. NewThoughtRadio.net, positively inspiring tunes 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It is, as far as I know, the only exclusively New Thought live stream radio station out there. So check that out. And, the other one is if in this new experience of life, everybody's setting up a PayPal.me, all of the gig workers I know, and I fall into that category, we've incomes have changed and shifted, and so our funding models are changing and shifting, and how we pay to feed our families is shifting and changing. So if you find value in this program, please share it with a friend. And if you can, drop a buck or two or 200 or 200,000 in the kitty jar there. But enough of that. I'm going to, I see you, but I'm not on. Did I send him the link? See, this is what I love about technology, is we can still get him in here. Link. Maybe I forgot to send him the link. That would not be good. Let's see here. I bet. Technology. Never know what's going to happen. Never know what's going to work or not. Last night, Facebook had a major problem. There was a few hours where I think Facebook was getting overloaded by people doing live streams because we could not connect into Facebook. Hey, there he is. Okay. Now we've got
Good
Reverend
morning.
Z. Technology.
Technology.
Never know what's going to happen. Never know what's going to work or not. Last night, turn off your Facebook, or this is going to get really surreal real quick. Facebook was getting overloaded.
There we go.
There we go. That 20-second delay can cause a little bit of a fun thing. So.
Give everybody some otherworldly feelings, huh?
Exactly. So, okay, folks. So this is Reverend Elzia Sekou, longtime friend of mine, currently the lead bridge minister, whatever titles are titles, but hanging out at CSL Denver and supporting them in all their work and what they're doing. We actually had a grand old time at your Sunday service this past Sunday online. So thank you for
Yes.
that.
And no, thank you. Thank you for supporting us and helping us. And that was just amazing. Now, is my lighting good? I know it's kind of dark. I'm in my basement, so I'm not sure if my lighting is good. I'm always conscious about being on these things. So just just want to check in.
Well, you know the answer there, Z. It's all good.
Okay. All right.
So, and the truth is, I've got you in the seat. I'm not going to let you get up to go change your
All right.
lighting, so you're fine.
Okay.
This, these are informal morning and evening prayers, and that's what we're doing
Yeah.
here, folks. We get a chance to just kind of pray for what's ever in the room, what's ever going on, and if you'd like, if you have specific prayer requests, you'd like to send in a prayer request for myself and our guests to pray upon. I just put my email address up on the screen there. Feel free to shoot over an email, revbriz@spiritevolving.com. I've been doing a lot of prayer work in the background. I'll tell you, today's a day of prayer work. I've got this prayer here at 8:30. I have a private prayer partner call with somebody that I've been working with for several years now, and he and I pray every Wednesday morning. And then I've got Reverend Claudia is going to be with me at
Oh,
noon
nice.
for a special edition,
Nice.
special lunchtime edition of this. And then at 1 o'clock, I spend an hour in prayer with Humanities Team for their monthly prayer call. The last Wednesday of every month is an open prayer call with Humanities Team. So I think I've got about 4 hours of prayer scheduled today.
Wow. Is that the humanity team that does all the online coursework and stuff with
Yes.
uh, with Bruce Lipton and those guys?
Yep. Exactly.
Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, I just
So
signed up for one of their courses, so looking forward
beautiful.
to it.
Great. Well, Reverend Z, we kind of start this thing by just asking. I've been asking my guests. We all know it's an interesting time, and I'm kind of getting sick of that phrase already. But what's in your heart right now? What's your prayer request?
Well, I think, and I as well, and I use it a lot. Interesting time. So now you've made me more aware of it. So I will switch that to to something I think that's probably more appropriate, which is this is an evolving time, and I think it is a time for each and every one of us to take that self inventory and to figure out how can I show up more authentically.
Mhm.
I mean, in these times, we all have our reservations and our innermost fears pop up because when we step into the unknown, um, obviously it's just that the unknown. So there's not a way to prepare for it so much. It is about truly being in the moment, staying focused, and being positive and optimistic so that as we say in the martial arts world, you can move like the wind when things happen. And so that's what my prayer is, I guess, now for myself, my family, and the entire world is that we begin to realize how helpful and how beneficial it is to stay in the moment. You
Yeah.
have to do a little planning, but it's infantile, and you gotta trust yourself and have faith that we are in a place and a space that has provided us with everything we need.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Great way to say it. Thank you. So, okay, so here's how this works, folks. We're going to do what we call a share a prayer in the business. I'm going to let Reverend Elzia start a prayer for us, a spiritual mind treatment. At some point, Spirit will tell him he's done, and it's time to pass it over to me, and I'll pick it up, run with it, and close us out. We'll be done. We got about 11 minutes here, so I don't think we'll use all of that time.
No.
But and then we'll get to everybody back into their day. So, Reverend Z, please take us away.
Yes, sir. And so let's just take a moment to settle in and to quiet our mind and to realize and feel ourselves in our space, knowing that right here, right now, right where we are, that the divine spirit is in, through, and around all things, uplifting, energizing, mobilizing, and settling in all of our affairs. And so I know right now that the divine mind of God is working overtime, if you will, to allow each and every one of us to begin to tap into our true, authentic self, to relax into and flow into the divine mind of God so that we are ready, willing, and able to take a stand in a flowing movement of service, of faith, of upliftment, and healing, so that we become each other's keepers, so that we become that divine light that shines in the dark. And so, as we evolve into this mind of God, into this presence of intelligence, into this internationally known feeling of upliftment, we just relax. We relax like we're on a sailboat sailing through the ocean with the wind at our back, and we are allowing the spirit to move us in the right place at the right time with the right idea and efforts and energy to mobilize ourselves, our families, and the entire community. And so I know right now that God has provided for each and every one of us. And so I just give a prayer for all those who may be shut in, and for all those who may be ill, and for all those who may be recovering from any kind of illness, whether it's the coronavirus or any kind of illness, so that we can mobilize the Spirit of God as one face, united as a community of love, light, and insight. And so I just pass this to Reverend Robert so that he can continue to uplift and mobilize the Spirit of God.
Yes, 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 yes. And I feel that vibration of truth that is radiating out from these words. Feel that vibration of truth that is uplifting and inspiring me right now. And I know that vibration goes out across this entire planet, that collectively, here and now, those here live, those here at another time watching a recording, regardless of time and space, there is an energetic collective, an energetic community. It is being birthed, it is being created, it is coalescing and coming together across the interwebs, across this vibration. One human family. And what I know is community by community by community, each one of these smaller communities makes up the larger whole that is humanity. So there's no separation between myself and some other. There is no other in the world. There's no out there out there. There's the in here that is expressing God. All of it, all of life. And I'm so excited, so joyous to be in a place of witnessing the magnificent creativity of God, of spirit, moving through so many this day. And what I know is, I know this time of reflection, rejuvenation, reinvigoration is allowing each to tap into that creativity, to tap into that deeper calling. See, we have the time right now. And now is the time right now to say yes. Yes to the inner dreams. Yes to the inner vision. Yes to all that you may desire. For now is that time to usher forth a brand new vision for humanity on planet Earth. A brand new experience of what it means to be in community, what it means to recognize our connection, to what it means to be a unity of God's life here on this planet. So at the very center of it all, I recognize there is nothing broken. nothing wrong, that there is a divine unfolding, and it's happening exactly as it must. And even if I'm unable to see that, I know it's happening. I know that even on a cloudy day, there is a bright blue sky behind that. And so I know that beyond this experience, this collective global experience, there is a bright blue sky, a grand vision just awaiting our arrival. And so the work here is to reaffirm our unity, to reaffirm the majesty, the magnificence of God operating as life, as all life, as every life, to reaffirm the truth and know that it is the truth that sets us free. Oh, I am in this moment just so filled with absolute gratitude. Grateful, grateful, grateful for the reminder of this truth. Grateful to be a vessel through which God speaks this truth, but most especially grateful to know God's got this. That power, presence, and intelligence that's operating as all life does not make mistakes. And so whatever is happening is absolutely perfect. It's God's ideal. I'm grateful to know that truth, and I'm grateful to know that God's got this. So I can get myself out of the way, let go of any current concern or question about how or when or why or who, and let God be God. With a grateful heart, I release this word into the law. I know it is done, and I invite you to join me in affirming that truth as we say together. And so it
It
is.
is. Amen.
Amen. And so it is. Well, thank you, Reverend Z, for being with us this morning.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And I guess this is such a great service you're providing, and I just want to amend and applaud you for this work, and especially now in this time where everybody is trying to find their way. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you. Folks, I've got Reverend Elzia's Facebook address here on the screen. If you want to learn a little bit more about him, connect with him. And be sure to check out Centers for Spiritual Living Denver's Facebook page Sunday mornings for their Sunday celebration services. And we're going to do a great question and answer this week as well.
Yes.
And again, if this has served you and you've got a little extra that you might be able to share, my family would greatly appreciate it. And I'm kicking a little bit back to my brethren who show up with me as well on all that. So, folks, that's about it today. Thank you. I will be back at noonish with Mountain Time with a special lunchtime edition of this program, and then our evening prayers at 8:15. I appreciate you being here, and Reverend Z, I trust you'll come back again if somewhere along the line.
Yes. Yes. I would love to come back. I would love for us to come back and actually have a great discussion about, whatever's on our heart, whatever's on the community's heart, and how we each one teach one, as they say, to make it through these times.
Right on. Cool. All right, folks. Thank you.
All right.
Peace and
Thank you.
blessings.
Thank you.
Make it a
Yes. Have a
fabulous
great
day.
day. All right. Peace and blessings.